Hi everyone, my name is Noah and welcome back to the channel. Tonight is a special night because it is actually the Saturn opposition. An opposition only occurs once every year, and it's when the planet is opposite of the sun to our perspective, which means that the planet will appear the biggest and the brightest in the night sky, which is perfect conditions for planetary photography. So tonight I plan to shoot the beautiful planet Saturn with this 11-inch SET. This is the Celestron CPC 1100. If you watched my previous video, I actually shot Jupiter and Saturn with this telescope for the very first time. And if you haven't watched that video, make sure to go check that out if you want. I'll make sure to leave a link in the video description. Planetary photography is definitely completely different than the normal type of astrophotography I do on this channel, which is deep sky astrophotography with nebulae and galaxies. Planetary astrophotography still involves high focal length telescopes and cameras and tracking. The main difference with planetary photography and astrophotography with deep sky objects is the exposure time. So on deep sky objects, I usually do 5-minute exposures, which is really necessary to capture the really faint objects in the night sky, such as nebulae and galaxies. But for planetary imaging, because we have so much focal length and so much light gathering power, we really have to take a video of the planet. We're talking like 15 millisecond frames and maybe taking 10,000 frame videos of the planet and only stacking the best 10% or 15%. The reason why we have to take a video of the planet and not just a long exposure image or even just one single exposure image is because of the atmosphere, actually. The atmosphere is not perfectly still and it's very turbulent. And when light enters the atmosphere, it scatters all around the atmosphere and it really wobbles up the planet. The point of planetary photography is to take lots of frames of very short exposures and just stack the best frames that weren't affected by the atmosphere as much. Capturing a nice sharp image of the planets is actually quite a challenge because there are so many factors that go into creating a nice image. Your focal length of your telescope, the aperture of your telescope, collimation of your telescope, seeing in the atmosphere, which is how stable the atmosphere is, and how high the planet actually is in your sky. The term atmospheric seeing is a really important term in planetary astrophotography because seeing is how wobbly the atmosphere is. Bad seeing will make the planet look really wobbly, and even when you stack the best frames, it will still won't look as sharp even with good seeing. Not all light appears the same through the atmosphere, and actually bluer parts of the electromagnetic spectrum actually can appear a bit wobblier than parts of the red spectrum. I've done a bit of research, and I believe the cause of this is a phenomenon called Rayleigh scattering, and it's actually the reason why the sky appears blue. To put it simply, Rayleigh scattering affects higher energy photons toward the blue side of the spectrum and UV light, because these high energy photons actually bounce off particles in the atmosphere, creating a blue sky. This doesn't actually happen more with red photons because red photons have less energy and they don't have enough to scatter off particles in the upper atmosphere. I'm definitely not an expert on Rayleigh scattering, and if you'd like to learn more, please go and search that up, and if you want to correct me in the comments, please do. I would love to hear more about this strange phenomenon. I actually got some new equipment today to play with, and you can't see it on my rig yet because I haven't put it on, but it's actually a filter. So I've bought a UV IR cut filter for my color camera, and a UV IR cut filter does exactly what it says. It blocks UV light and IR light, which are not a part of the visible light spectrum, but our cameras can actually pick them up. At least planetary cameras can pick them up. For the same reason Rayleigh scattering affects blue light more than red light, UV light is actually scattered more than blue light, making UV light very blurry. A UV IR cut filter is perfect for planetary photography because it cuts out the UV part of the spectrum, which is affected by the atmosphere more, and it just keeps the visible light spectrum, which is perfect for imaging the planets in natural color. So the UV IR cut filter I bought is actually the ZWO 1¼ UV IR cut filter, and it's a pretty basic filter at only $22, but this filter really doesn't need to be very expensive because all it needs to do is cut off the UV part of the spectrum and the infrared part of the spectrum and just leave the visible part of the spectrum intact. So a bit about the equipment I'm actually going to be using to capture Saturn. The telescope I'm going to be using is my Celestron CPC 1100. It has 2800 millimeters of focal length, which is perfect for planetary. Right here is my Celestron 2X Barlow. This will magnify the image by 2 times and will essentially turn my 2800 millimeter focal length telescope to 5600 millimeter focal length telescope, which is just insane and really allowed me to get up and close on the planet. For my camera, I have my ZWO ASI 183 MC color camera. This is a color camera, so it's not as sensitive as a monochrome camera, but with a UV-IR cut filter, it should be a really great option to photograph the planet Saturn. Well, there's not much more I can do until it gets dark, so I can actually photograph the planet Saturn. So I'll see you guys then. Hi everyone, I'm back outside. It's about 1 a.m. in the morning, and I'm photographing the planet Saturn. Here I have Saturn on the screen right now, and I'm actually using a program called FireCapture to capture this video of Saturn. I really like FireCapture because it has a lot of neat features, and it just makes the whole planetary photography process a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to jump onto the computer, and I'm going to show you how I'm actually capturing this video of Saturn. Okay, so I'm in FireCapture right now, and I'm currently photographing Saturn, which Saturn is actually right here in the screen. So I mentioned earlier in the video that for planetary photography, taking a video is super important, and this is because so we can average out the atmospheric turbulence and just stack the best frames. And right now, I'm taking a video with 25 millisecond exposures and a gain of 400. And it's really necessary for planetary photography down here on Earth with a wobbly atmosphere. Okay, so I have a bit of a change of plans right now. I switched out my color camera with my monochrome camera, which is the ZWO 120mm Mini, and I put the UV-IR cut filter on the 120mm Mini, and Saturn's actually right here in the middle. And because this is a monochrome camera, the detail is much better than my color camera. And I think I'm going to use this monochrome data, and I'm going to add it to my color data to get a sharper, cleaner image. So hopefully that works out really well, and hopefully the data turns out really nice. I just can't believe the data that's coming off this camera. I mean, yeah, so everything is going well, and I'm collecting some excellent data on Saturn. I'm having an absolute blast messing around with some planetary photography, and it's just absolutely insane to think that Saturn is another world in our solar system, orbiting the sun just as we are. I really hope you like my final image at the end of the video, and until next time, clear skies.